What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? I'm the Godless engineer, and I critically analyze apologist claims to give you the best arguments and information so that you can stand up and use your voice. As you know, I've been going on TikTok and taking part in a lot of conversations on there through their live streaming feature. If you don't know, Darth Dawkins regularly live streams on TikTok, and so I decided to go up into his stream and challenge him on his ideas. And I have to say it was a rather difficult conversation. I think that you'll see why. So if you want to fuck around and find out how this conversation went, which, you know, as you can tell is not good, then please stay tuned. How you doing?
I'm fine. What would you like to say, sir?
Well, I'm an atheist. I don't believe that your God exists, and I'm kind of curious as to why you think that he does.
Oh, okay. So the reason why God exists is that the world as it presents itself to us from the smallest to the grandest scale exemplifies ultimate design and intentionality, and it could only do so if and only if God purposed it, which means that the world will exemplify, it will exemplify revelation. Okay. Now, if you do not accept that, then you're going to be adopting that you're not in a revelatory environment. And if you adopt that you're not in a revelatory environment, you have no ultimate frame of reference to say what anything is. Now, do you have a justification that there is no God?
I come from a very neutral position, so like I don't.
Oh, that's not true. I've read stuff on your website where there are certain statements that you made where you said believing in God is an absolute delusion. So claiming you're neutral doesn't hold up upon examination. When you hold on. So you're maintaining you're suspending judgment about the existence or non-existence of God?
One.
Don't dodge my questions. I kick people for dodging my questions. Are you maintaining that you... Sir, if you dodge my questions, if you are, you can giggle like a school child all you want. I don't put up with people dodging my questions. No. Now, I'm not
trying to dodge my questions.
Yeah, please don't interrupt me. If you're rude, I'm going to kick you just like anyone else. Now, you asked me a question right out of the gate. Did I answer you?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I'm trying to compliment you. Like, I feel very honored that you've heard my stuff.
If you keep on acting like a fool, I'm going to treat you like one. Are you maintaining that you are suspending judgment about the existence or non-existence of God? That's a legitimate question.
Yep, he's just running, Darth.
Yeah, Q, please don't interrupt. So are you maintaining that you are suspending judgment about the existence and non-existence of God?
I'm always in a position where I'm willing to be convinced.
No, don't give me slogans, okay? I've been doing this for 14 years. I probably know the thinking and the slogans and the cliches and catchphrases better than most atheists do. What you just gave me is a form of sloganeering. Do you maintain that you are suspending judgment about the existence or non-existence of God? Yes or no?
I'm currently not believing, but I'm open to the possibility.
That is not a clear answer. Are you claiming you are suspending judgment?
I'm in a constant state of suspending judgment.
Okay, so that's a claim. Let's see if the claim squares with your actions, okay? So when you invoke propositions, do you invoke propositions with or without referencing the necessity of God? Which of those do you do? And if you say, I don't know, I'm going to kick you.
I don't reference that. Like, I don't reference the necessity of God.
Okay, so that's right. So by choice, you've made a judgment that it's not necessary to reference the necessity of God, correct?
I don't think God is necessary, no.
Okay, so if you say God is not necessary, that's an indirect denial of God. So an indirect denial of God is every much a denial of God. So we can stop with this silliness that you're neutral. You have now admitted that you are indirectly denying God. If you say God is not necessary, then God cannot logically coexist. So you have denied the existence of God. So explain to me why God doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that I don't believe.
Yeah,
so,
listen, if you try one of the atheist cliches, I'm going to kick you. Now, you're an atheist YouTuber and streamer, and you shoot your mouth off all the time on a multiplicity of videos. If you dodge a reasonable question of mine, I'm going to kick you. Not because I don't like the answer, not because I don't agree with it, but because you're purposely being evasive. Now, I want you to explain to me why God does not exist. And if you pull another cliche that you're neutral or undecided, to your spending judgment, I'm going to kick you because you just said that God is not necessary. To say that God is not necessary is an indirect denial of God. So now that we're clear that you do deny God, either directly or indirectly, you need to explain to me why God does not exist. You asked me how God does exist, and I answered you. You need to explain to me now why God does not exist. Go.
Okay. I deny your version of God
No,
exists
stop with
because
the
it
bait
does
and
not
switch.
comport.
Hey, listen.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to bait and switch.
Stop. You're baiting and switching. The issue is you deny the creator-creature distinction, correct?
I deny that God is necessary for creation. Yes.
Right. Okay, good. So stop with the bait and switch of saying, I deny your God. That's a classic bait and switch from global atheism to local atheism. Now, if you continue to dodge, I am going to remove you, which I would rather not do. Okay? And I'm sincere about that. I would rather not remove you. But because I treat all atheists the same way, that when somebody persistently dodges my reasonable questions, then there's no reason for me to continue to interact with you when you're deceptively dodging my question. So explain to me why there is no creator.
Well, I deny your particular version
Okay,
of
that's
a creator.
strike two. That's strike two. You've repeated for the second time a bait and switch. You went from global atheism to local atheism. Denying the Christian God is an expression of local atheism, not global atheism. You are a global atheist, correct?
I mean, I feel like I deny
Answer the question. A global atheist is is no creator.
I'm not a hard atheist.
Okay, sir, listen to me. You already have two strikes against you. If you try to dodge anymore, I'm going to kick you. I don't want to kick you. Do you understand that? But if you persist in giving me responses which are carefully calculated to dodge, I'm well acquainted for this. I have 14 years of daily experience dealing with atheists and their verbal subterfuges. Now, one more time, explain to me how you know there is no creator.
I don't see any evidence for creator.
Okay, so God does not exist because there's an absence of evidence?
I say that a God does not exist because we don't see any evidence that one is needed to exist.
Okay, so you're saying is atheism is true because it hasn't been falsified?
I'm saying that...
Answer my question. Is atheism true because it hasn't been falsified for evidence for God?
You know, Darth, I really don't know what to say because I don't see that you're verified in your particular position.
Dude, listen, you're dodging like every other ordinary atheist out there does. I understand it because you don't want to transparently answer the question. Look, you can giggle like a little school child. If you're a grown-ass man, you should not be giggling like a school child. Now, the fact of the matter is atheism... Yeah, dude, don't make me kick you. I've already told you many times I don't want to kick you. Now, is atheism... Okay, last warning. Keep on with your little teenage antics and I will kick you. Now, I have been pleading with you to conduct yourself like a mature adult and stop evading my questions. Stop giggling on the microphone like you're a schoolgirl. This is embarrassing for a man of your age. Now, is atheism true because there's no evidence for God?
I think atheism is the most likely conclusion because there is no evidence for God.
I'm not getting a straightforward answer. I'm going to ask you one last time. If I don't get a straight answer from you, rather than getting a circuitous, obfuscatory answer, I'm going to kick you. Is atheism true because there's no evidence for God?
I don't believe in God because there's no evidence.
Okay. Is atheism true because there's no evidence for God? Yes or no?
Why is it a bad thing that I'm not solid 100%?
Goodbye, little boy. Bye, little boy. Okay. You see, folks?
All right, heathens, that's when he booted me. So basically, Darth Dawkins was only wanting to interact on a very hard atheist kind of level, like somebody that just outright rejects that God exists as just a fact of reality. That's the only kind of atheist that he wants to interact with, which is perfectly fine. But he wasn't willing to work within my bounds of being an agnostic atheist. He called it like a bait and switch and all this other kind of stuff. But basically, he was trying to paint me into a corner and trying to get me to admit to things that I don't necessarily believe and play his presuppositional game. I wasn't allowing him to do that, so he kicked me off. Of course, this is no surprise because generally this is how presuppositionalists operate. As you'll notice with some of my most recent conversations that I had on TikTok that I've been posting here, presuppositionalists seem to be suffering from some kind of mind rot because they think that they can just posit that God exists as a necessary fact of reality and that we'll just operate on that basis. You don't need to allow people to do this. If they are going to presuppose that God definitely exists and that's the only way that we can understand reality, you're going to need to ask them for proof that that is true, because that is an ad hoc claim, which makes their hypothesis about God that much weaker. Thank you, heathens, for watching today. If you will, please go down below and let me know what you think in the comments down there. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about both Darth Dawkins, presuppositionalists, as well as the points that Darth Dawkins made in this video. While you're down there, why don't you smash that like button and subscribe if you liked conversations like this. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, heathens.